part because of local government funding. And I mentioned this in our penny sales tax press conference last week. The South Carolina State Legislature, really since the financial crisis of 2008, has not fully funded the local government fund. Local government fund, of course, are taxes, sales taxes collected at the local level that run through the South Carolina Department of Revenue. And those revenues, those monies are supposed to be remitted back to the counties for purposes of paying for mandates from the state. And since 2008, we've had a lot of trouble getting the legislature to do that. Every year they've added a proviso to strip all or part of government funding from counties, including this one. And that's really put a strain on local governments and county councils, including funding core infrastructure projects, or funding law enforcement and other priorities mandated by the state. So when we had a discussion this week about how to fund core infrastructure in this county, that was a big part of the discussion, is how do we get the South Carolina legislature to obey its own law? Well, we found out this week, we've had a lot of conversations. Actually, I found out last week that one of the budget writers in Columbia actually told legislators in some conferences they've had that the reason they've not addressed the local government funding issues because they haven't, quote, been sued yet. That's about to change. So the Spartanburg County Republican Party is coordinating a group of concerned citizens across this state to hold the legislature accountable. They cannot mandate local governments to pay for things and then not pay for it. And we're going to get an explanation here in a few moments from one of our members of the county council. But standing with us today is the chairman of the Greenville County Republican Party, my colleague Nate Leupp. We've got the chairman of the Spartanburg County Tea Party, Karen Martin. We've got Spartanburg County Councilman Justin Bradley, Spartanburg County Councilman Roger Nutt. We've got South Carolina State Rep Josiah Magnuson from here in Spartanburg County. And then the guy behind you, I'm going to introduce you to him in a minute because he's going to be our chief legal counsel as we move forward. So here's what we're asking for. Here's what we frankly are demanding, is that we are asking in fiscal year 2018, as we go into this new budget year, when the legislature convenes in January, we want the proviso struck from any budget resolution that they are going to withhold any or part of any local government funds. So it's got to be one of two things: reduce the mandates, roll back the mandates, or fully fund the local government fund. We are no longer going to stand for unfunded mandates from Columbia. And we believe there's a political solution first, and that is the legislature ought to do the right thing. And as chairman of the Spartanburg County Party, I'm calling on that today, and all of these folks standing here are calling for the legislature to do the right thing. We're going to lobby work with people across this state to build a grassroots movement to ensure that happens. If they do not, in the new legislative session, remove the proviso withholding local government funds, we are prepared to take legal action as taxpayers of this state. And David Collins and the Collins Law Firm standing behind me here is going to lead our legal team as we are exploring all of our legal options to hold the legislature accountable if they won't obey the laws they themselves have passed. So with that, I'm going to introduce Spartanburg County Councilman Justin Bradley from Spartanburg County Council District 2 to help drive home the magnitude of this problem. Justin?
Thank you, Josh. Really, what is this fight about, right? I think at the root of this is a fight about what role county governments play in our society. We are subject to the same taxpayers that those in Columbia are, with one key difference. Down in Columbia, our legislative delegation is one part of the puzzle. Here, we are 100% subject to the taxpayers in this county. And that's why I think we as local government should be able to drive how our tax dollars are spent here in our community. We have, unfortunately, a senator from Florence and a House member from Anderson that really are driving this conversation and decided that they want to punish local governments, that they think they can spend the money wiser down in Columbia than we can here locally. So what is